All right, so while you guys are getting warmed up a little bit with the questions, we're going to go through our first question that we actually received on YouTube. And I do really like this question. And because I do like it, I actually did prepare the board ready. No.
Oh, sorry.
But we got the board prepared to answer it, which is really cool. So on YouTube, Graeme T99, is that how you pronounce Graeme? Like
Graeme.
Graeme.
It's just a weird spelling for it, but yeah.
So on YouTube, Graeme T99 asked, how far down New Zealand would the 60-hour intercity bus pass get me starting from Auckland? I'm traveling north to south, starting in Auckland and ending around Milford Sound. But then I have to get back to Auckland for my flight home. Would I have to buy more hours, or would 60 hours be enough? Let's get started.
Yeah, it's time. Is it time for?
Yes, it's time for the map.
The famous map.
All right, so Graeme, what I did right here is that I actually already put the dots of all the location that you'll be able to visit with your 60 hours, and so I can give you a few insights about all of that, and we just go through the whole map, basically telling you a little bit about all those things. Do you want me to get started? Or?
Yeah, go for it.
So I'll go down the north end. So as mentioned, you will be starting in Auckland. So if you buy a 60-hour intercity pass, it's very easy to use. Now, it doesn't really time every single hour you spend on the bus, right? Every trip from one location to the other will be worth a certain amount of hours. So for example, and this is just an example right here, Auckland to Matamata, which is where Hobbiton is. For example, Intercity is going to judge that this is worth 2 hours, but the bus ride might be 3. It's totally fine. You just pay for 2 hours, right? But it's just kind of a way to judge currency, let's say.
Yeah, it's kind of like the intercity currency.
Yeah, exactly.
It's through the hours, so it's not exactly literal hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So don't go on Google Map, because we have some people that tell us, I went on Google Map and I checked on how long is the drive. It's not going to be, if you're 45-hour drive, that wouldn't be worth 45 hours. That may be more, that may be less.
Yeah.
All right, so you can go from Auckland to Matamata, so that's for like kind of the northern end. So Auckland to Hobbiton. Then after you can go to Rotorua, which is, well, I don't have to say anything about Rotorua. Like, it's an amazing adventure place.
Awesome geothermal activity, Maori culture,
Yeah,
loads of different stuff to do there. Yeah,
exactly. Then you can get to Taupo, which is just on the edge of the New Zealand's largest lake. Absolutely amazing. I mean, we do love this place. It's really cool. Also one of the cheapest skydive in the country. So if you want to do a bit of skydive, hit Skydive Taupo. Big shout out to Leo, which was here last week. Cool. Then if you want to, you can get yourself to Napier, which if you're into wines, or if you're into gannets, there is a gigantic gannet community, which is absolutely fantastic. So it's definitely worth visiting here. And then you can make your way down to Wellington, which is New Zealand's capital. A lot of cultures, a lot of awesome food and coffee. And then you take yourself the ferry and you head onto the South Island.
Without touching the black. There we go.
Beautiful. Do you want me to keep going, Laura, or do you want to go for the South Island?
Well, which direction?
I think you just do that. Yeah.
So when you take the ferry from Wellington, you arrive in Picton on the South Island. Again, even Picton itself has a lot of amazing things to do, a lot of hikes and water activities, seeing dolphins. And then from Picton, you can start making your way.
I forgot to put
you forgot to put Nelson. So Nelson is the city which is sort of about an hour away from the Abel Tasman National Park, which is really famous for all its beautiful golden sand beaches and forest. So a lot of people do really love to check that place out. So you can go and do a day trip or a multi-day trip to the Abel Tasman National Park. And then from there, you can start making your way down the west coast of the South Island. Is this Greymouth?
Yeah.
So in Greymouth, there are loads of different hikes, a lot of history about the mining and stuff around in the area. And also they have an awesome beer brewery tour and like loads of different really funky things to do there. And then from there, you can make your way to the famous Franz Josef and Fox glaciers. And here you can do all your heli hikes, walking in glacier valleys and see some massive, big mountainous landscapes. And from there, you can... Is this going to Queenstown?
Yes.
Yeah, so from there you can head over to Queenstown, which I feel like a lot of people know by now. It is like the adrenaline capital of New Zealand. There's so many activities to do there, from skydiving, bungee jumping, zip lining, luge, the list is endless. But yeah, there's so much to do here. And one of the super popular trips you can do from Queenstown is head over to Milford Sound, which you can also, does InterCity do it via Great Sites?
Yeah, so you probably jump on the Great Sites.
Yeah, so if you do have your InterCity pass, you'll be able to book onto the Great Sites trip over to Milford Sound and then do a bit of a cruise and see the giant fjords. That is a must-do day trip from Queenstown.
I mean, not day trip, but just back and forth.
Yeah, and another place that you can go back and forth from Queenstown is to Dunedin, and that's really awesome for some of its wildlife, especially on a little bit of land called the Otago Peninsula. You can see penguins, seals, sea lions. There's loads of different things you can go and see over there, and the architecture's pretty cool in Dunedin as well. So you'd head back from Dunedin to Queenstown and then start making your way up the South Island on the east coast, stopping by Mount Cook. And again, that is some awesome mountain scenery, lots of different hikes to do. If you didn't get a chance to do the glacier hikes on the west coast, you can definitely have another opportunity to do that on the east coast at Mount Cook. And then from there, you can head to Christchurch. And that's the largest city in the South Island. And again, lots of things to do. There's lots of city tours. They have like lots of things about the earthquake and history surrounding that. So that's really interesting. So
that's when I'm talking to you about the hours.
Yeah.
All right. So doing that, just the North Island right here will take you about 15 hours to do on your pass. And doing this whole loop right here, actually getting back up to Picton, doing the whole loop right here will take you about 45 hours. That's why we cost. So right here, we are at the 60 hours mark, but you are finishing, on the North Island, on the South Island right here. And you say you want to finish in Auckland. So you got a couple of options right here. Either you decide to stop a little bit early, you stop in Christchurch and then you book yourself a flight directly to Auckland. If you book early enough, if you're actually planning a trip, which it looks like you're doing, Graeme, you will be able to get yourself on a website called Grab One, which allows you to get some really good airfare for Air New Zealand, or you can go directly on the Jetstar website. So we only have 2 flight companies in New Zealand, so it's rather cheap. And so you'll be able to get that for about $59. Depending on how many bags you have, you may have to pay a little bit extra. So maybe like, let's say 89. But basically, if you're early enough, it's gonna be less than $100, and that will save you like a big drive. So that's one of the options. Another options will be to actually just decide to wipe out, for example, the Dunedin area and maybe the Napier area and go straight from Taupo down to Wellington. So you could be doing that, and you can just be crossing this one, for example. So with that, you will be saving a lot of hours, which may allow you to do a straight Wellington up to Auckland and not have to spend extra money at all. So that's one of the really good things about the InterCity kind of FlexiPass. You can kind of play around with it. You're not stuck to. You don't have to stick to a route. Now, if you do have some extra money and you are willing to buy a few extra hours, maybe it'd be worth it to actually go here. You stop in Kaikoura, which has a lot of wildlife, which is really awesome. And then you drive all the way from here. So you explore this beautiful east coast of the North Island that so little people are actually exploring. West coast, my apology. You can explore this beautiful west coast of New Zealand. You can go to New Plymouth, which is really awesome. You can check out Mount Taranaki, and then you can make your way back up. And you have to avoid the Forgotten World Highway. I don't think you take that in the bus. So you could be doing a bit of a variety right here if you're willing to spend the extra money. Now, I did check out, so to add those 2 things right here, you'll be down for an extra, about $100, depending on exactly which route you want to do. So it's really up to you. Like again, the FlexiPass for 60 hours is about $450. If you want to do the whole driving all around, if you have the time, that would be about $550. Or if you decide you don't have the time, you want to fly from here, that would be about the same price, about $550 as well, but you save yourself some time. So can you do all of the stuff that you want on your list with the 60 hours FlexiPass with InterCity? Hell yes.
Definitely.
I mean, honestly, this is what we've done literally this morning on their website with the 60 hours. There's really heaps to do around there. We have heaps of videos about all those different places.
Yeah.
And on top of that, we have heaps of articles on BackpackerGuide.NZ about the FlexiPass, about all different InterCity. So there is FlexiTrip and FlexiPass. So you get 2 different types of passes. We explain all of that in depth So check out the links that we're going to put in the description below. If you have any follow-up questions, in the comment below. If you guys find that useful, come on, give us a cheeky like. Everybody on the chat line now, can you click on the like button? That helps us out so much. That's pretty awesome. And so yeah, any extra questions, make sure to put them in the comments below. You can hide them out.